God morning and good morning. Welcome to Talking Cancer, My Journey, My Way. I am your host, Luis Lopez. As I start my day every day, I just like to thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. A few things I like to do this morning is, just remind you guys that, the C4 run walk is coming up here in March. And, we're doing all that we can to help promote that run walk, as well as, people that would like to join my team. Be sure to do that. My team is called Let's Fix 45 to 30. That's Let's Fix 45 to 30. So we're doing a colorectal run walk March 9th. Also, I'd like to go ahead and remind you, if you are looking for more alternatives for your cancer treatment, make sure you look into the Leo Health platform. That's LEAL Health, Leo Health platform. That should help you out a lot and get you a good head start. And if it doesn't do anything else, it at least gives you some ammo when you go in to talk to your doctor on what you can do. So we just kind of go from there. Now, it feels like forever since I talked to you guys, and the last time I talked to you guys, I was in the ER of UCSD hospital. Now, man, that's a whole nother little issue. But I do want to, kind of talk about it. Um, when I did talk to you guys, I was a little tired. I was a little frustrated and things like that. Still frustrated, but not as tired. Just it wasn't a good way to go about things. But anyways, just the way they take care of business is it was a bad experience. Put it that way. Um, I developed deep vein thrombosis. For those that don't know, Friday, I went into urgent care because I had a swollen leg all the way up from the thigh um, down to my toes. Like the whole leg was just swollen. And then I had this deep pain within the groin area and my back. So it was all the way up, all the way down, really painful. Um, so I actually figured that out on Thursday night, where I figured out it was swollen, but I hadn't. It was hurting, but it wasn't to the point where I wasn't able to walk. Well, when I woke up the following morning, it was hurting bad, and it was really hard to walk. It was getting worse and worse and worse. So I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. And as a matter of fact, I think, what was it? No, I've got my days mixed up. It's when everything flip everything to Wednesday. Then Thursday I went to the doctor. Um, yeah, that's what it was. So Thursday I went to urgent care, things like that, and they ended up, by the time they seen me, I waited there or whatever, and by the time they seen me, they were like, "Oh no, you definitely need to go to the emergency room." So I go to the emergency room. What was the reasoning for the emergency room? They could do the X-rays and everything that they needed faster, you know, versus them having to put in the order and it'll take a few days and whatever. The process will be a little faster. So anyway, so I go to the doctor and I go to the ER and go through all the BS. Um, They do an ultrasound, they do a CT, and an MRI, all at different times. But of course, they have to find one, and they have to find two, and then they have, so. Um, but they figured out that I had what you call deep vein thrombosis. Now, what's that caused from? That's basically a blood clot um, within the leg. Sometimes it could be in the arm, I believe, but mine was in the leg, and it was bad. So but being with the symptoms that I was having with the leg, and I had had a headache for the past couple days, things like that, and the left side of my face was kind of had some twitching going on and stuff like that. So once they figured out that I had deep vein thrombosis through the ultrasound, they and then they looked at my symptoms, and then they seen that okay, he has cancer as well. They ordered an MRI. So the MRI went, and that was, like I said, it was around midnight or so. Finally got the results at like 7, 8 in the morning. And it's a trip because I'm sitting there and I'm getting at the doctor, and I'm like, I'm frustrated, and I probably stated my frustration like this is getting frustrated, but I did it so calmly, you know. And when I did, and I asked, I said, "Can you please, just go talk to whoever reads the what you call like, okay, when do they think they're gonna read mine, or just look into it, basically." And the doctor themselves told me, well, there's emergencies going on, so um, they'll get to yours as soon as they can. So I did state that. Well, I'm here. I have stage 4 cancer, and I have deep vein thrombosis in my leg, and it's like bad. My leg is swollen, bad, and the pain is pretty decent. Like I can't even walk at this point. Like my walk is like a serious limp, and it hurts bad. So I'm like, okay. And then the lady happened. The doctor herself actually told me. She said, "There's other emergencies in front of you, um, and they'll get to you as soon as can." And she says, and I explained to her what I feel like my case is pretty, you know, it's pretty urgent. And she was like, "Well, do you not know?" And she said it very nicely too. "Do you not know what an emergency is? Am I not explaining what an emergency is to you?" Or something like that to that fact. But it was rude. But she said it so nicely, you wouldn't have took it as rude. So, but I did address her. I did address the nurse. That, like, I thought that was very, very unprofessional. Just disregarding the urgency of what I was going through. You know, so what I was asking was for her to go please check up on it to find out more information on it. Well, I could definitely tell you they did not check up on it. Okay, especially at that time. This is like, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Multiple times I probably asked about it. So, at I finally end up. They end up not saying anything. And at I think around 5, 6 in the morning, something like that. I finally fell asleep at some point, and the nurse comes around and wakes me up and says, "Lewis, um, I have some bad news for you." I'm like, and I'm thinking like, "Oh shit, my cancer. Okay, damn, what the fuck?" And she's like, You, she's like, the person that reads the MRIs, the doctor that reads the MRIs, um, nobody's been in. That position is basically whoever works that position went home or called in sick or whatever the case may be, but they weren't in. Nobody was there to read it. So we're so sorry. Would you like a bed? And I was like, what do you mean nobody knew that that person was? I mean, I asked multiple times. Please just go check and just see how much longer that they think it's gonna be. Just like an estimate, you know. I understand that there's other emergencies and stuff like that. I get it, but nobody knew that that person went home. Like seriously? Wow. Anyways, deep vein thrombosis. They give me a bed and so on and so forth, and some blood thinners. And anyways, I tried to walk to the car, but it was like, man, I barely made it to the car. My leg is so swollen that the muscles in my leg aren't even able to contract. As I'm walking. So it was pretty. It felt pretty bad, to say the least. Anyways, deep vein thrombosis could be caused by many things, but being because that I have cancer, cancer causes my blood to um, get, I believe it's got get sticky or something like that, and causes blood clots from time to time. So now I need to set up an appointment some way with, sometime with my primary, um, figure out this blood thinner thing because they got me on it now. But last night I noticed, or yesterday afternoon, just for no reason, I think I moved my head fast, and then a couple times, um, and my heart just started just pumping like fast, like I was sprinting, like I was like whoa, and I got a little lightheaded at one point. So it's like, okay, hold up, So, anyways, but yeah, so from what I'm understanding is that my cancer causes the blood to clot, and so I just need to figure out what my next steps are. Is it blood thinners for the rest of my life? Before I left, the doctor also mentioned that there's a possible, like, I want to say like a filter, like an implant that I could install, so I don't have to be on medication. So that's a possibility as well. So I definitely got to look into that and see what that is exactly. Um, 'Cause I think me being not a medical medicine type person, maybe I might want to go through that. And plus, I don't have to watch myself as much. You know, I don't have to watch myself. Oh, I cut myself and end up bleeding out, or careful. At work. Do I bump my head and have some kind of internal bleeding that I can't stop? You know what I mean? So definitely, those are the risk of having blood thinners. Is that you could end up bleeding out. So I definitely don't want that. Like I said, certain things that I could prevent, I will. And if medicine's my only alternative, then I guess I just have to be careful with the things that I do in my daily routine. But I probably would want to look into the filter. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know. So that's what happened to me because of the cancer. My blood started clotting, and I didn't know that was a thing, especially not being on any kind of medication or not doing any treatment. And I'm also not sure how that affects the clinical trial, at least either. So, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at, and you know, just wanted to kind of give you a heads up and a feel. Also, this Friday, November 17th, I believe that is, November 17th, I will be having an interview with a good friend of mine. His name is Paper Pat. He is a local San Diego hip hop rap artist, also host of Talk of the Town, which is part of the underground scene here in San Diego that gives local artists a platform to perform and entertain and hone in on their skills, um, of being an artist. Now, Paper Pat is he is a two-time Hodgkin survivor, thriver. Um, has a very good attitude and disposition. He was originally diagnosed with his first um, Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis with Hodgkin's around the age of 17, 18, something like that. So this will be interesting. Uh, Young guy, still, and somehow he's been able to thrive and fight and keep a great disposition about him. So um, tune in. Tune in this Friday, November 17th at 8 a.m. You can catch me and Paper Pat, or as some people may know him as Patrick Thaggart or Two P's. A very great guy. Look him up. He's on all your uh, media platforms and things like that. So be sure to tune in this Friday, November 17th, and as we get an interview in with this guy. So great opportunity for those that don't know that it doesn't matter the age of yourself. You need to pay attention to your body. You need to pay attention to your health. We're not invincible just because we're young. You know, um, seriously. So be in tune. Go get your health checkups. Be aggressive with the doctors and let them know. You don't have to be rude, but be aggressive with them and let them know, hey, I don't feel right. Something is right. You need to check a little more. If you don't like that, then you're more than welcome to get rid of that doctor and find another one that fits your mode and is listening to you. So be sure to, take care of that. Anyways, that's my time for today. I appreciate you. Love you. Be sure to tune in on all podcasting platforms and, keep on listening. Love you. Peace. Love. One.